delighted you chose to be with us today, and we want you to have a wonderful experience. Please be assured your safety as well as your enjoyment of the event are our utmost concern. Please take a moment, look around, and identify the nearest two exits. Whether in a virtual setting at your home or physically in some formal venue, we must always be emergency ready. So please identify two exits in your current location in the event it is necessary to evacuate quickly and orderly in case of the need for an emergency evacuation. Also, as we strive to continue to stay safe and healthy, please follow the latest guidance from the CDC. Remember to wear your mask when necessary and wash your hands regularly. Greetings, and welcome to today's webinar hosted by the Pittsburgh Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Before we begin, I will be providing a few housekeeping items for our event. All lines have been muted, and to eliminate interruptions, all participants will remain in listen-only mode. If you have any questions for our presenters, please feel free to enter them in the Q&A pane that can be located via the bottom of your Zoom window. Questions will be addressed during the appointed time. We hope you enjoyed today's webinar, and now I'll turn it over to our chapter leadership for welcome and introductions. Thank you.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for our final session of our entrepreneurial mindset. I want to thank you all for taking this journey with us, and I hope that you was able to take something away from this series. And I want to now introduce to you our chair of our economic development, Doris Smith. You could go ahead and take it away, Doris.
Thank you. Welcome again to the Entrepreneurial Mindset Series. As a reminder, the Entrepreneurial Mindset Series is a way to ignite your passion for entrepreneurship, help you to build some continued skills, and also teach you about branding, networking, and just to reignite why you got started. This evening's session will be focusing on networking, and we'll also have some business spotlights for you. To help us through and guide us through networking, I'd like to introduce to you our guest speaker for this evening, Doris Carson Williams. Doris Carson Williams is the chair of the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland and also the president and CEO of the Western Pennsylvania Pittsburgh African American Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Doris, and thank you.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. And thank you for having me. This evening, I want to share some thoughts with you on effective networking, what it is, and how you can do it successfully. As she mentioned, I'm Doris Carson Williams, president, and I will be CEO, but I now have a new president that we're announcing next week for the African American Chamber of Commerce here in Western Pennsylvania. As part of the overview, this session will focus on effective techniques. Presenting yourself, you can turn to presenting yourself well, being ready to give your pitch at all times, and be a good listener. Presenting your business card, and how to grow and stay in touch with your network while you're determining your next steps. Some things that I've found to be successful in networking, because networking is just that. You're meeting people for the first time in some cases, others you'll be meeting them and reestablishing relationships. But there's a couple ways to do it and be effective at it. When you enter the room prepared and poised, look to your left, look to your right, in front of you, and determine which direction you're going. You might see some people in one session or one part of the room that you want to get to right away. Then I would suggest focusing in on that. Understand the logistics, because you want to give each side equal attention. Some of the things that you should do, you want to pause after your introduction. Maintain good eye contact. Keep the subject front and center. Part of how you can do that is when you walk in and you're meeting people, you introduce yourself, tell them your mission statement or why you are there. At the end of that, if you're shaking hands, you can shake hands, and some people like to shake hands and push away. But be prepared to have a discussion with someone as you do the next critical step, which is presenting your business card. And I say presenting your business card, and I've got mine here. When you meet people and you get ready to give them your business card, present it as though it is a badge of honor that you're presenting. Don't just hand it to them. Present your business card. Most times they will give you a business card. Stop. Read the business card. One of the things that people find somewhat offensive is when you take the business card and just put it in your pocket or you put it in your purse. Read the business card because there might be something on that card that you want to ask questions about. Well, tell me more about the Chamber of Commerce. That will start a discussion for you. At the end, you can always, after you've presented your business card, proceed to meet someone else. Thank you. It was nice meeting you. You can ask them questions about their firm, share information about your own, and then go on to the next person. You don't want to get engaged in long, drawn-out conversations when you're in a networking mixer, as I like to call them, because you're there to meet as many people as you can. One thing that you can do that always works well when you meet people, ask them, what's the best way to reach you? If they have something of interest or they've told you something of interest and you want to follow up with them, ask them what's the best way to reach them. It may be use my cell phone or just send me an email or scan the card so that they can share the information with you. At all points, you want to be in charge of your information, but you want to be receptive to receiving information. You move on to the next person. If you find yourself getting entangled in a long, drawn-out conversation, you can tell people in a very nice way, thank you, I have enjoyed speaking with you, and I'd like to learn more about your business. That's another opportunity to say, what's the best way to reach you? Go on to the next person. You shake hands or make your introductions. Tell them your mission statement. I find that that's always so important. You don't have to explain the intricacies of what you do, but tell them your business mission statement. My mission statement is to continuously improve business opportunities for African American business owners and professionals throughout our region. That can generate a conversation within itself. Sometimes I even go so far, if I'm in a corporate environment, I give them my mission statement and then I add to it. And to date, we are successful in saying we have been able to obtain $1.5 billion in contracts for our members. In a corporate environment, that gets their attention. They want to know more. Tell me how I can get in touch with you, or I'd like to set up a time when I can come see you. Once again, your business card is the key. You've presented it well, and you can take their information and move on to the next person. When this is done in a very friendly and business-like manner, you can work a room very successfully in the minimal amount of time, just going around speaking to people, or you see a friend. Oh, it's good to see you, Rhonda. How have you been? Rhonda is talking to a person. Let me introduce myself. I'm Doris Carson Williams, and then you present your business card to them as well. That kind of conversation allows people to not only recognize that you are present and who you are, but your mission statement speaks for you. It tells a little bit about how focused you are on your business, what your intention is, and then you've got meaningful next steps for them to follow. When you do it successfully, you should walk out of a room with several business cards of people that you want to be in touch with, people that you want to follow up with and have business meetings, and other people that you want to send them a little note. I enjoyed meeting you at this reception. Look forward to speaking with you in the future. You can always contact me, and that's in your email, or you can put your phone number in the email so that they can get back to you. When you do that, always remember it is not time sensitive, but it is sensitive to your follow-up. You tell people you'll be in touch, be in touch. If possible, try and connect with that person within 7 business days. Obviously, if you can do it the next day, that's perfect. But we're all busy and we've got things going on, and you know your business is counting on you to produce revenue. So allow time for following up on those business cards that you collect. I would even go so far as to say, put them in a priority category for yourself. These are the ones that I want to focus on first. These are the ones that said that they could possibly have some leads for me, or it's people that you want to do business with. I see there is something in the chat. Oh, that was on the winner. I'm sorry. But following up on just the networking side, as a business owner, you have a unique responsibility not only to care for your day-to-day operations, but the perception that people have about your business. You want them to know that you are professional, you're available for meeting when possible, and you set up a time that is mutually convenient. Sometimes I've heard business owners say, oh, I felt like I needed to get back to them right away. If that is something that occurred in the conversation that made you feel that way, okay. But you can plan it. Schedule a time when it's convenient for both of you to meet and take it from there. I want to go back to the comment I made about eye contact. That's very important. Maintain eye contact with someone that you're speaking with. Give them the impression that you're interested in what they're saying. Ask questions if possible, and then be prepared to move on to the next individual. I appreciate meeting you today. I hope we can get together soon and then take it on to the next step. What have I said that has interested anyone on our call or entrepreneurs about the effective use of networking? Just remember, you want to have whoever you were speaking with have a takeaway about you. Oh, that was Doris Smith. I remember her. She was a nice lady. I like what Doris Smith's business plan is. Maybe I could follow up with her and find out some tips for my business because we're in similar industries. There's all different ways that you can be creative. Use your own thought pattern for your business first, and then apply it to what you feel like you can gain from talking with other individuals. Once again, your mission statement is critical because it says who you are and why you are there. You are able to share with them different points. Helen Bauer said, what happens when you reach out but don't get a response? That's okay. And I've done that. I've reached out to people and don't get a response. When you meet them, though, they should be willing to acknowledge you and shake your hand. If you don't hear from them after 2 tries, move on. Then that means that that wasn't a good resource for you and someone that you could contact. But you've got other people that you spoke with in that room, because remember, when you entered, you looked to your left, you looked to the right, and you saw some people that were there that maybe would be interested in speaking with you. If you're not sure what to say, how do you break the ice with networking? One technique that works well, if you're with a group and everyone's kind of silent, you can start the conversation. I'm glad to be here to meet with you and share some ideas and find out what is happening in the business industry that affects your business, and maybe we can share some ideas. Initiate the conversation. Not everyone is aggressive and assertive in delivering their information. Some people are a little shy, but you can initiate that conversation and maybe bring out some techniques with them that can be successful on what you need to say and how you present your information. Some people, when you go to networking sessions, will have samples of what they do with them. If you take a sample, that does not mean that you wish to buy it. It means that you're examining that sample. Thank you for sharing this with me. Oh, no, thank you. I don't think I'll hold on to it, but I appreciate you showing me, because I'd like to follow up with you at a later time. That opens the door for you to connect with them. If that person is interested in doing business with you, that gives them an opportunity to follow up, because remember, you've presented your business card. You've talked about who you are, what you do, and what your time frame is for being there. Let me tell you some things that don't work well, and don't try them. But like I said, if you get someone's business card, don't just stuff it in your purse or put it in your pocket. Take the time and read that business card. It's your badge of honor when you present yours. And oftentimes I will present it not by handing them the business card, but I will take the business card and actually hold it up and present it to them. So it's almost like you're giving them a gift. And the gift that you're sharing with them is who you are and what you do. The takeaway for them may be, I like that. I like what she had to say, or I like what he offered me for assistance. Make a note, follow up, and go on to the next person. What it is and how you do it successfully is also part of you. It's your style. It's how you present yourself. I always try and open a conversation with a smile to people. It goes a long way. It shows part of your personality, who you are and what you do, and how you hope to engage with them in the future. Remember, effective networking is what it is and how you can do it successfully. Presenting yourself well and always being able to give your elevator pitch about your business. But most important of all, be a good listener. The person you're talking with may have some information that is valuable to you, and you'll think about it later. But be a listener and be able to share. If you can do some of these things, it will help your business to grow and keep you in touch with your network. If there's people that you met and time goes on, just send them a little note, thinking about you, hope you're doing well, hope we can see each other soon. And that's my overview on effective networking. I hope this information has been of value to you, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today.
We certainly appreciate the information that you shared with us today. It was absolutely valuable to us, and we want everyone to know who's participating that if you have any questions, please put your questions in the question and answer, and we will be able to ask Ms. Doris Carson Williams. And Doris, if you can come back on and join us, and we'll continue to talk to the audience. And while people are thinking of a question, I do have a question for you. Can you tell us, how has networking benefited you in your career?
It's an invaluable tool. It really made the difference on helping me get from where I started, which I wasn't sure where I was starting, to where I am now. Networking provided me the opportunity to meet people that I wouldn't ordinarily meet. And I oftentimes say to people, when you go into a room, don't go talk to your friends. Go talk to the people that you don't know.
All right, that
allows you to expand your network. Presenting your business card, they've got your number. They know how to get back to you. And oftentimes people will get back to you. It may not be right away, but they will contact you. So networking has been a very valuable tool for me with the African American Chamber. It allowed me to not only grow our network, but I started with 28 members. We have over 640 members.
Sounds like you did a lot of networking.
Well, and it counts and it pays off.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you talked a lot about presenting one's business card. Is there anything special that someone should say when they eye someone and they want to maybe target someone and give that business card, and they don't know that person and they know that person doesn't know them? Are there any tips of what they should say when they're presenting that business card? Because you did say present it like it's a badge of honor.
You simply walk up to them and say, hi, I don't think we've ever met. My name is Doris Carson Williams, and I'm the president and CEO of the African American Chamber. What business are you in? They will then share their name and tell you some things about themselves. Hopefully you'll get a mission statement out of that conversation, but it'll allow you the opportunity to share your mission. And then the presentation of the business cards can occur. Because sometimes it's the face-to-face contact that occurs first, and then obviously a discussion, but the business card comes second.
Okay. So you talked about the face-to-face contact. So are there any like networking events or activities or forums or anything that people who really want to get into networking can look forward to or can count on?
Well, you know, I'm now touting the chamber. We have mixer meetings, and you know, when COVID struck, we couldn't have a mixer every month rather. We used to have them every month when people can get together. We just had one in downtown Pittsburgh at Fogo de Chao. A number of people came. Yes, some were our members, but some were not. So we got to meet new people. We had sent out the announcement to the business owners. They came and they engaged with us. We had some follow-up with those people. If people take the time to come to a networking event, they're obviously looking for something. They're looking for engagement, new relationships, but the opportunity to sell their business.
Absolutely. So there are people out there who may be good at business, but maybe they might be a little shy and they just don't, feel comfortable. You have any tips about how the shy folks can get started and with networking?
Well, don't hide in the corner. And you might want to practice at home. Practice with a friend or your spouse or your child. And practice walking up to them, saying who you are, shaking their hand, and maintaining that eye contact. You don't want to walk up to someone and you're looking down or you're looking at someone else saying, this is who I am. You want to have good eye contact with that individual. that gives a sign that you're interested.
Yeah, yeah. That contact is key. Here's a question. So Pittsburgh is majority white in terms of corporate America. Any networking advice for women of color, Black women specifically, going into a space where there are many white males to network with, but not a lot of other Black women?
You do the same thing.
Mhm.
If they're standing in a group, good evening. I'm Doris Carson Williams, president of the African American Chamber of Commerce. And then you extend your hand to shake their hand.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, I'm John Smith. Nice to meet you, John. And who are you? And introduce yourself to each person that's there. Well, I'm here this evening because I was trying to meet some new people and I was interested in your company. And I'm glad to see that you're here and I'm able to at least present my business card to you. Here comes your business card now. You present your business card and let them look at it.
Mhm.
Let them ask you questions about it, because if they have any interest at all, they're going to ask a question about, well, what does I make flowers grow mean? Because
Okay.
everybody doesn't have a specific name for their business that tells what they do. That gives you an opportunity to share your mission statement and what you do. And the mission statement is something that you always want to be able to tell someone.
That's great. We do have a question from the audience. They said you referenced the mission statement. Is this the same as the elevator pitch that people talk about?
Yes, it's part of it. The elevator pitch includes your mission statement. And here's an example of how you can do that. If you meet someone, hi, I'm Doris Carson Williams. I'm the president of the African American Chamber, and we are located here throughout all of Western Pennsylvania and are proud to say that we have been able to acquire $1.5 billion in contracts for our members since opening our office in 1998. That gives a good elevator pitch speech that allows people to engage with you. Oh, well, how were you able to do that? Now you're talking. Well, how were you able to get those businesses to do business with you? And now you can talk more about the business.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, here's one final question. How do you suggest an entrepreneur dress, their style of dress, when they go to a networking event, and so that they're not overdressed or underdressed?
If it's a business networking event, I suggest you wear business attire. And business attire could be a suit. It could be a nice top with a pair of slacks, comfortable shoes that allow you to move around, but don't be flashy.
Okay.
When you go to these business networking events, you want to go appropriate for the audience that you're engaging with.
Okay.
Business cards have changed over the years. I see someone made that comment. And now what some people do is they have a code on their card. They have where you can, from their phone, they have their, I'm losing the word.
Their
QR
QR
code.
code or
QR code, thank
Yes.
you. Yeah, my mind went blank. The QR code. Scan the QR code and it does the same thing. It allows you to capture all of their information. Now you still have a way to network and get back to them. So you can say, thank you, this is later. Thank you for your information. I'd like to be in touch with you in the future, and I enjoyed meeting you.
Mhm. Absolutely. Okay, well, I think that was our final question. Thank you for answering that.
Sure.
So we appreciate
Well,
all
thank
the
you for
information.
having me.
Oh, yes, very valuable information for everyone on networking, whether someone is getting started or they're already out there. Very valuable information. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So next, I believe we're going to have our participant winner. And our participant winner is, let me get the name here. Okay, we want to say congratulations to Melissa Coleman Drain. She is the participant winner of the week. We are so excited that she is participating, as we are for all of our participants. And I believe she will be getting a gift card. So thank you so much for participating, Melissa Drain. And we really appreciate you and all the others who are supporting this entrepreneur activity. And now we actually have some highlights for businesses. And we are very excited that we have our spotlight, Felicia Savage Friedman, and I hope I said the name correctly, and she has Yoga Roots on location, and we will have her without any further ado.
Thank you, Kimberly. I'm honored to be here with you all tonight. I'm Felicia Savage Friedman. I always start out with my gender pronoun, she, her, hers. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, so anytime someone from Pittsburgh asks me to do anything, I really want to accommodate. So thank you so much. Deborah, I got to give a shout out to Deborah Gloucester for introducing me to you all. So I am a yoga instructor. I have a school where I certify yogis at the 200-hour level in my curriculum that I created. It's anti-racist Raja Yoga. I've been a practitioner of Raja Yoga for over 35 years now, and I've been teaching for 30. So I'm quite excited to share my entrepreneur journey, some of it, with you all today. So next slide, please. So oftentimes when I do yoga teacher training or professional development, I always ask folks to check in and notice how you're feeling. So I just wanted you all to have some of that in this moment, just to notice how you're showing up. Much thanks to Doris Carson Williams. I definitely stand on your shoulders, being an entrepreneur here in Pittsburgh. So I really appreciate you. I'm feeling much gratitude that I am going after you. So, but just want you all to just notice how you're feeling in this moment. That's oftentimes the way I open up with professional development and the yoga teacher training and my creative processes too, because I'm a creative. I'm a writer, playwright. I wrote a play. I'm writing several books right now, and I'll get to preview. You'll get to preview a couple of those coming up. Next slide, please. So I just wanted you all to have an idea about what my practice is. Raja Yoga, I was initiated into this practice by a yoga teacher here in Pittsburgh. I'm in Pittsburgh right now, giving you my accurate location. I'm visiting family, my mom and dad, and I also had some in-person work here. I was able to have the fortunate opportunity to move to Southern Florida during the pandemic when all of my work went online. So it's allowed me to get more sun and be able to go to the ocean a couple of times a week. I'm living my best life. I'm 60, and this is how I'm celebrating myself. I'm still working with all of the professional development as well as the yoga teacher trainings. So I want you to know what Raja Yoga, just to get a taste of what Raja Yoga is. It is called the 8-limb path, and it encompasses every aspect of my life. So it's breathing, postures is usually what a lot of people are aware of in terms of yoga. And I also need to share with you that I am a Black cisgender woman, that yoga is not the culture of my raising. So this was a practice that I have practiced, as I said, for 35 years, but it's an East Indian practice. So since it wasn't the culture of my raising, I need to self-disclose that. And that's my own practice. So it, as I said, it encompasses every aspect of my life. So it's meditation, living in my purpose, being fully concentrating on one thing at a time. And the niyamas and yamas, these interpersonal restraints and interpersonal observances, are ways that I commit and vow to be with myself and also to be with other people. So that's just, I want to give you just a little quick snapshot. So next slide, please. So this is the anti-racist framework that I've infused or integrated into my Raja Yoga practice. So my mission, by, as prompted by Doris Carson Williams, is that I envision, and we as Yoga Roots on Location envision, a world where humans practice collective liberation. And so that's from any oppression. Specifically, I have the framework of an anti-racist framework. We understand that we are all bound and dehumanized by systems of oppression. And so I ask folks to be in, to embody a liberatory practice, and I give them tools and strategies for how to do that. Next slide, please. This is part of my CV, which I'm just so amazed when I read it. I was like, I really like this person. So these are just some of the things that I've done here recently. So the founder and CEO of Yoga Roots on Location, and we are for profit. I'm the co-director of the Pittsburgh study here in Pittsburgh since 2019. I am charged with bringing an anti-racist, anti-oppression framework to all of our work. We recently received a Kellogg Foundation and Peter McGrath Community Engaged Scholarship Award. So last week I was just in Seattle to accept that award. I am a course co-director at the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine for the course Racism in Medicine and Health Equity Solutions. So I'm able to hold space for second-year medical students. I'm on the board of New Voices for Reproductive Rights, which is an advocacy group for Black women, girls, and femmes, and other gender expansive people. As a matter of fact, we have our board meeting tonight, but I was like, no, I need to come and spend time with you all. So I'm not there. I'm also a curriculum reform consultant for the School of Medicine at Pitt. And I'm a lead trainer for the Pittsburgh Foundation Exposure Artist Program. So I bring this anti-racist, anti-oppression framework to foundation work. And I'm also a creating peace community collective facilitator. So working at bringing this framework that I understand in terms of an embodied anti-racist framework, anti-oppression framework to community work that I do with youth as well as adults. And so next slide, please. Let's see, my yoga teacher training, the anti-racist Raja Yoga teacher training. I have over 125 graduates to date, and we are on our sixth flight. Debbie Gloucester was in my first flight, and shout out to Debbie, has for years always supported me in me growing my business and assisting me in growing my business. So that networking piece, Mother Doris, is really so relevant for me, especially to be in this space right now with you all. I won't read through all of it, but I wanted to highlight. So the next slide, please. with Freedom Summer 2020, a lot of organizations, human service organizations, end up calling us. I mean, we were overwhelmed with requests to do professional development, because people knew that not only did I talk about racism, patriarchy, capitalism, and how they can dehumanize us, I grounded my practice in unconditional love practice. So I wasn't about canceling anyone. This was about calling our people in so that we can continue to do this work, so that we can be more humane with each other. And so after Freedom Summer and, you know, the murder of our brother George Floyd and the uprisings that happened all over the globe as a result, we got a lot of professional development time. And these are just some of the folks that we've worked with: Allegheny Department of Human Services, Carnegie Mellon University, Dominican University out of Chicago, Mishkan out of Chicago, Mishkan, Chicago. As a matter of fact, that's the synagogue that me and my husband belong to. So my husband is a white Jewish man, Ashkenazi heritage. So we do a lot of work with the synagogue and it's called Mishkan, Chicago, to do this humanizing work. Sojourner House, University of Pittsburgh, which is my alumni, two-time alum, UPMC, as well as the YWCA. So what we do is we bring this framework of anti-racism, you know, anti-oppression, but we're holding ourselves accountable to be more humane. Next slide, please. These are some of the offerings. So I do keynotes, moderated discussion, I facilitate community agreements. Also, we have just been certified to offer continuing education units for people who are social work practitioners. And so that'll be coming in the spring of 2020. And also continuing ed for Yoga Alliance, which is who I'm certified under as a yoga school and a teacher. And that's our Embodied Collective Joy, a Path to Liberation practice. Next slide, please. The Cussing Yogini is my art space. So I'm an artist. I've been an artist since I was little. My grandmother taught me to knit and crochet and to sew. So I can look at anything and anything that has been made, I can take it apart and I can remake it. That's just my art. I'm also very body kinesthetic, so that's why, you know, the yoga practice really appealed to me. But I'm also a visual artist. And art has always helped me to continue to heal and energize my joy. So I just wanted to show some of my art pieces with you. Next slide, please. And this is some of my art. I have a studio online, the Cussing Yogini, as well as I have my own website, Yoga Roots on Location. And this is just some of my art. And I do sell it as well. So that's another line of business for me. So the next slide, please. I've recently, actually today was the last day of my Sybil Shrine residency. It's an artist residency that I did. Sybil Shrine is a wonderful network of Black artists who mother based in Pittsburgh and beyond. And the beauty of the artist residency, it took place, mine, with the Atlantic Center for the Arts in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. So this is me and Alicia, the center picture. Alicia Wormsley is a phenomenal artist and dear friend. And these are pictures from our work together. Let's see. And so the next slide is my book. So I'm writing, my first book is We Are All Connected, We Are the Stardust Crew, and it talks about how we are connected through the cosmos as well as mycelium, which really connects us to the earth. So those of you who know about fungi and mycelium and our connection to the earth, the book is really celebrating our connection. And the next slide. I have other books, but I don't want, I want to make sure I stay within the time. Oh, great. Yes, questions and answers. So if you have any questions for me, you could share it. Thank you all.
Yeah, we're going to have some great questions for you, Felicia, in a minute. Right now, we're going to move to our second spotlight, Radiant Movement, and Erica Ray Smith is the owner of Radiant Movement. So you can go ahead and present your spotlight now.
I'll just get started. I'm Erica Ray Smith. I am actually co-owner now of Radiant Movement. My business partner, Shatia Blunt, is on the line as well. But thank you for having us. Radiant Movement, our goal is to dance, teach, and motivate. I'm going to start the first slide with leading with the arts. So if you could just go ahead and play the first slide.
American or Black, British, don't be ignorant to your roots. Whether your ancestors came on a plane or shackles and chains, we're all looked at the same. Even though we traveled here without our consent, you should still feel content. We're all from Africa and this is our descent. We are one. We share the same culture, we've shared the same struggles, and we're about to enjoy the same victories.
Thank you. Can we go to the next slide, please? So again, hi everybody. I'm Erica Ray. I am the founder and artistic director of Radiant Movement. Just based off of the video that you just saw, I think it kind of highlighted our vision and mission. Our vision with Radiant Movement is to integrate and inspire through dynamic dance performances. The company provides access to Black dance education, ensuring diverse understanding of both technical and social dance genres. And ultimately, our passion and love is to find connections through dance, through Black dance specifically, recognizing our differences, but then also highlighting our similarities, what brings us together, what unites us, what makes us a community. And then also the conversation around our differences, having an exchange, being from other places, being Black, or from other places around the world. We all have different, but we are ultimately rooted within the same, we are coming from the same cloth. So that is something that is important for, and what excites Radiant Movement. Next slide, please. I believe this is our introductions. Yeah, so formally introducing myself again. My name is Erica Ray Smith. I am the founder artistic director. A little bit of information about my dance background. I'm from Philadelphia, and I've been dancing for many years. Some of my training is in South African dance hall, Caribbean folk, modern ballet, tap, jazz. I've pretty much experienced, done it, learned it, studied it at some point. I hold a BFA from the University of the Arts and currently licensed as a Masinga Wuti community level instructor for the Mafundala technique, which is a African traditional contemporary dance technique. I'm currently working as a educator, dance educator, part-time, as an independent artist in Maryland, for grade levels from 5 to 12, and was received the John F. Kennedy Center Local Dance Commission and Project in 2018. I'll talk more about that a little bit later in the slides. I'd like to introduce my my business partner and friend, Shatia Blunt. Shatia is the company's administrator. She is also co-owner and a dancer with the company. It's actually how we met. She began dancing with Radiant Movement in about, I guess, 2017, and then became a full company member in 2021. We created our partnership through dance in 2018 when Radiant Movement became an LLC. Some of Shatia's background in the arts extends to her being a drummer for Le Soleil's Dance Project, and she was able to do not only drumming, but dancing there. She also co-developed the workshop State Trait, Supporting Compassions for Mental Health Through Community-Based Somatic and Movement Explorations. I definitely had to read that from the screen. This was aimed at supporting mental health through community-based somatic and movement exploration. A notable place that she was able to do this work with another dancer, friend of hers, Jessica Denson, was at Loyola University in Maryland. Shatia and I, we both wear many hats because it's only two of us that are actually running this company. So she is not only just the administrative company administrator, but she does a lot of the managerial responsibilities and contributes in a large way to Radiant Movement's operations. I'm gonna go to the next slide, please. So I wanted to share some of our company accomplishments. Like I said, the company has been established as an LLC since 2018. However, it's been moving along since 2011. And since that time, these are some of our major accomplishments. Most recently, we were creative artists in residence with Joe's Movement Emporium. We performed evening length work that I will talk about later. We've also were recipients of and was able to perform for a part of the John F. Kennedy Center, their Reach Dance Sanctuaries workshop, as well as our evening work. The local dance commission and project was given to us from John F. Kennedy Center as well. And that was out of many. I dare you to find your connection. Those were some of the most, I would say, it was our biggest projects that we had. I'm gonna go ahead and skip through to the next one, just to let you know about some of the things that we do as a company, what we offer here in the DC metro area. I don't think that I was able to say that in the beginning. That's where we are located. Classes are held in Mount Rainier, Maryland. However, we participate in workshops and classes and performances throughout the DC metro area. Some of the classes that we have, currently we have an Afro-Brazilian class where we've actually were able to connect with local dancers to teach that class on our behalf. So we were able to offer a job to local artists in that way, which is exciting to me. We also offer a Caribbean dance class, Caribbean inspired dance class, where we focus on just celebrating dances of the Caribbean, music. Yes, you can definitely change slides. Oh, I just assumed that you didn't know. You couldn't do it. Yes, here we go. So this is where I was referring to our classes and offerings. So again, we have our Afro-Brazilian class. We also have our Caribbean-based class, a choreography-based class for maybe more so intermediate dancers, and our Mafundula class. And this class, all of these classes have been offered over the years to adult dancers. So that's what makes a lot of our classes unique, that these are adult women and some men, but majority women that are coming to kind of rekindle their dance, their love for dance, or maybe just entering the dance world. We have been able to provide a community for these people, for these women to, you know, explore their bodies and moving their bodies in new ways, and even pushing them into some of the goals that they may have had for themselves in the past. We can move forward. So, oh, can we mute it? They were muted. So all of these videos are just examples of some of the different classes that we actually offer, just so that you can get a range. The evening length work is what you saw before. So that's one aspect of the company. But then we are also doing community work, reaching out to our dance network and the people that live in the area and from afar, offering different class styles like the street dance or social dances, as well as our Afro-Brazilian class, which is more of a folk-based dance class. But these are all ways that we are hoping to connect with not only our community, but communities that extend beyond the DMV. If we can go to the next slide, please. So Radiant Movement, though based in Maryland, in the DC metro area, we are able to travel to you. We are currently able to offer not only one of our classes or workshops, but this specific workshop, Deep in My Bones, is one that really speaks to the community that we're serving. We are interested in having this workshop be more about finding connections amongst the participants that are there. We used the theme this past workshop regarding community and family Thanksgiving. We can just even say that, like community and family gatherings. And we found like the participants had many similarities. Through those similarities, we channeled movement. From that, we created our own dance that was specific to the group. It was an opportunity for people to really talk, find connections through movements, find connections through storytelling. It was a really engaging event, says the participants. I'm just not tooting our own horn. But if you guys would be interested in learning more about Deep in My Bones or what that would look like coming into your own space, feel free to give us an email or give us a shout, and we'll be happy to talk more about it. If we can go to the next slide, please. We're almost done. There's only 2 more. Our second offering is a performance, an evening length work of Deep in My Bones, where you can get start to finish about some of the things that I was thinking about as a choreographer and some of the things that I experienced along with my business partner. It just shows a bit of frustration and rejection, of feeling rejected and within our own community, our own Black community, and wanting to just really express that, but then also find ways that we can come back to and connect with one another. And we do this through movement that we use in our everyday social lives, but then also movement that is expressed through Caribbean and West African and South African movements. Again, if you are interested in seeing more of Radiant Movement on the stage in a performance setting, definitely reach out to us. We will be happy to chat more with you about it. The final slide, please. It's our business card. So it is just to let you know how to get in contact with us. We would love to just thank an Entrepreneurial Mindset series for having us, and we look forward to seeing all of you on the dance floor.
Okay, great, Erica Ray Smith. Wonderful. Can I have Felicia come back on too? and we will try to have a little conversation. If Felicia can join us as well. You two were outstanding, absolutely overwhelming, so much information and so much excitement and energy around what both of you are doing. Just absolutely amazing. And so, question and answers, I know we have to have some great questions from the audience, but while you're thinking of questions, I'll just go on and ask you the obvious, because you both are so very busy and doing so many things and have so many accomplishments. What inspired you to even start your business? Felicia, can you answer first, and then Erica?
Yes, Kimberly, thank you for that question. What inspired me to start my business? Yoga. Well, who inspired me? It's a person. My dear friend Jermaine Gooden Patterson noticed that I had a yoga practice, and she said, Felicia, and I went through a tumultuous divorce. And she was like, you were just so calm through that. Now that's not my habit. And I said, it's because I was practicing yoga. And she was like, well, then you need to, what did she say? She convicted my heart. She said, it's a sin if you don't share this with everyone who wants to. So that's where I started teaching yoga. And then I just had really good advocates in the community that grew my practice. I taught all around Pittsburgh, and it expanded across the state and across the country. And now I'm international. So I have folks who are taking my yoga. Yeah, it's such a blessing.
Yes.
Taking my class in Canada as well. So yeah, and it just continued to grow. And so, more people came, more people requested, to do yoga, especially here in Pittsburgh. I was one of the first Black yoga instructors here in Pittsburgh. So it was like people were curious. And the Healthy Black Family Project, it was a project out of the University of Pittsburgh Graduate School of Public Health. I was a research for there, and I was able to teach with them for 5 years. And that really helped to grow my business.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing your gift with other people and for sharing with us here today as well. Erica, what's your story?
Yes, Erica.
So Radio Movement started out as just wanting to get together with friends whoever liked Jamaican dancehall dance. I was looking for that community. So it just started from a sense of wanting to find like-minded people, and similar to Felicia. Am I saying
Felicia,
it
right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Felicia.
Yeah. Thank you.
Similar to you, just things kind of grew from there. People wanted to have more classes. People wanted to start performing with me. So it turned into like training classes, and it turned into a full-on company with weekly classes and offering more than just Jamaican dancehall dance, offering contemporary movement, offering more and more to what the audience desired, and what was also in alignment with what I wanted to do as well. So I felt like, why not keep it going? And then from that, I gained a partner. I gained someone that loved the idea just as much as I do. So
wow. So both of you have obviously followed your passion, and that's why you speak with so much excitement. And I'm sure that everyone listening is excited. How has your passion, this passion, led to other opportunities for your business?
Erica, you want to go or you want me to go?
We could go, but yeah, either one.
Either one? Okay.
Felicia, why don't you go so then we can have a back and forth?
Okay, cool beans. So how my passion has led to, oh my gosh, no one could have told me that me teaching yoga would have led to me working with foundations, with me doing work with youth, oh my gosh, across the country, organizing, because I'm an anti-racist organizer. Yeah, no one could have told me this. And that's how it's grown. So the organizing world, I brought more self-care, because that was my foundation. And they knew that, you can't be angry, we can't be enraged all the time. You'll burn yourself out. It is not sustainable. I understand, folks have to, they have to do what they need to do in terms of protesting, but at the end of the day, or the beginning of the day, we need to really honor our bodies and our minds and our emotions. And so we have to always come back. And that's why people would come back, year after year to my yoga class, I do believe. And then they saw how it could assist them in other aspects of their life. So not just a yoga class, but how you can infuse these tools and strategies into your work life. And then they would invite me into work, and then I would do professional development, and it has continued to grow.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. And
Yeah,
Erica,
thank
same
you,
for
Erica.
same for you. How has your passion led to other opportunities?
It's definitely led to my full-on entrepreneurship. So Radio Movement was at one point just it wasn't part-time because it was never part-time, but it was in addition to. And now it is extremely pretty much all that I am doing. Dance is now my full-time job. I'm with being a teaching artist as well. It's still part of my full-time. So, and this is honestly the first year that I've been completely immersed in it. So it is very different, but it's taken me to different heights, and I really appreciate it. I've been able to travel with the dancers out of the country. We've taken dancers to Jamaica to study. We've been able to we're also in preparation to go to Brazil. That is our next go-to right now, and even to collaborate with artists from UK, from abroad, and then bringing them here into this space and having workshops and opportunities to just meet people that, I thought it was just something I like to do, and it is actually building this thing that is beyond me at this point.
Yeah, you were both blessed because you followed your passion. That's what I'm seeing. So exciting. Thank you both. We are out of time for questions, unfortunately, but we're going to definitely remember everything that you shared with us today.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, well, I want to thank everyone for attending, and a special thanks to our facilitator and our two entrepreneurs. I hope everyone enjoyed all of the series. We will be sending out a survey. If you all would please take the time out to take the survey, because that helps us with our programming, because we want to bring programming to our servicing area that people do want to participate and see. Upcoming events, look out for our private screening of The Color Purple. And then also in January, we're going to start off the year with our No Is Not Your Average bingo party, and it is going to be on a virtual platform. This is our third year having this, and we have a lot of fun. I want to also wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much, and be safe if you are traveling. And we will get back to you soon with additional programming. So thank you, and be safe.